Holy crap, that is an absolutely huge cutscene that Treyarch gave us today. Not only does it tell us what the next specialist character, they told us the next event, and on top of that, the specialist character, we know what their abilities are actually going to be. So first things first, Spectre is back. Spectre is coming out on April 30th, less than 5 days away. We were right, I actually called that at the beginning of Operation Grand Heist, so we were right by that one. We also were right with what the specialist abilities were going to be, and the other cool thing about this trailer is it also shows us kind of what Spectre is going to look like. So let's break down this trailer, talk about what is going on here, and talking about the next event, which is called Strike from the Shadows. Now, before we dive in and take a deeper look at this cutscene, I just wanted to let you guys know that actually today, as this video goes up, I'm actually competing in a $40,000 blackout tournament. It is on Alcatraz, and essentially the way it works is whoever gets the most kills wins. So basically, we're just trying to slay out on Alcatraz, trying to win $40,000. My Twitch will be the first link down in the description, and hopefully you guys come and check it out, and I will see you over there. Now, let's get into talking about Spectre. So we're going to do this a little bit different than we normally do. I'm actually going to just talk you through the cutscene we're looking at here. So it starts out by a couple of soldiers walking through a doorway. They're either holding a GKS or an ICR. I can't tell. And I think all of them are actually holding the exact same weapon. So nothing special there, nothing to take away from that. Now, after this, we actually get to see Spectre drop through the roof and get to see pretty much his whole body as he comes through. So this right here is what Spectre is going to look like. So I'm actually going to play it a few more times, but it is very similar to how Spectre looked in Black Ops 3. As you can see, as he jumps down, there is a sword on his back. He has the same kind of helmet as before, and the armor may not be as metally as before, but it's still very similar to what we saw in Black Ops 3. So what you are looking at here is the paused scene of Spectre jumping down. This is the sword on his back that I was talking about. I'm guessing that that's actually going to be his specialist weapon, because as we're going to see when he kills the soldiers, he's actually using a sword, not a surgical blade or the Ripper like he was in Black Ops 3. This would make a lot more sense because I thought that the Ripper would be incredibly overpowered in Black Ops 4 because there's no advanced movement. But moving forward, the next thing that we see is smoke, and this is actually important because this is probably going to be Spectre's specialist item. We've talked about this before. We actually saw a leaked image, was right here. And the fact that this was right, we made this video like 3 weeks ago talking about what Spectre's abilities were going to be, and it appears as though smoke is going to be one of Spectre's abilities. And what it's going to do is the smoke grenade goes off, and then Spectre is actually going to be the only character that is able to see within the smoke, which may be incredibly overpowered. We're going to have to see how long the smoke actually lasts, but that's actually crazy that this was right. I'm guessing that this image here is not what the smoke grenade or whatever is going to be. It's just a placeholder, but crazy that this was right. So as the smoke rolls in here, you can see the soldiers slowly walking through, and in the next scene here, Spectre one by one cuts down these soldiers with a single surgical wound, just like he did in Black Ops 3. However, this time it's a little bit different, because as you're going to see real quick by this scene here, it is not the Ripper that Spectre is using. It is actually a sword, just like we talked about before. And so the Ripper will not return, but he's going to have a different melee ability, apparently, that is this sword. And this is further amplified as we watch the soldiers die here, one by one, from Spectre and his sword. And in typical Spectre fashion, he is never really seen throughout the cutscene. Now, moving forward is where things start to get really interesting. Once again, as the smoke rolls in, we get to see another look at Spectre. You see his boots, and then you see the sword follow in quickly behind. And as it turns out, yesterday's teaser was actually Spectre placing the C4. As you can see, the C4 is armed, and then this view, a lot of people mistake for a look at the bomb, but this right here is actually Spectre's helmet. See how armed is written backwards? It is because it is mirrored. You are looking at it through Spectre's helmet, and this is the first kind of look we get at Spectre's face, and it appears as though he kind of has the fishbowl helmet, which we saw a couple of in Black Ops 3. This that you're looking at here is his main skin in Black Ops 3, and as you can see, he kind of has a fishbowl helmet, but doesn't have the reflectiveness to reflect the armed bomb like we saw in that cutscene. So based off of the image we have here, it looks like the mask for Spectre will be a little bit more reflective, and honestly a little bit more round than the mask in Black Ops 3, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. But as this cutscene continues and Spectre leaves, it once again zooms out to reveal that wall absolutely covered in C4. You can once again see the smoke of Spectre's smoke grenade, But why is this wall covered in C4? And there's even more C4 than we expected from the cutscene yesterday. So what is this? What is going on here? Well, I have a theory. Well, actually, I have 3 theories, so let's real quickly go through all 3 of them. First of all, 1, this is Spectre blowing up the dam in Blackout. That the dam is going to get blown up and the map will get flooded, which is going to be incredibly interesting if that is the case. It kind of looks like some of the corridors from the dam in Blackout, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. Now, the second theory is as the soldiers walk in, you can see a number 6 on the wall. Generally speaking, this would indicate 6 floors, which the only building in Blackout that is that large is construction. So this could potentially mean that the construction building is actually going to be finished, no longer under construction, or 2, it could be the fact that Spectre is blowing the construction building up. That's another option as well. I like both theories. We'll have to wait to see what's going on there. And the other theory number 3, is that this is just a cutscene or it's one of the multiplayer maps. That I can't prove in any way whatsoever, but I did a quick run through of the Blackout map and nothing matches this cutscene specifically. There are things that are close like the dam and like construction, but nothing is like a one-to-one exact match, so it's kind of hard to tell. So possibly just a cutscene as well. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk about is the actual name of the event, which is called Strike from the Shadows, which is of course relating to Spectre. And I think this is going to be a pretty cool event, especially if the shadows include Blackout, the map, going into night mode. As we've talked about before, a lot of people speculated that the Blackout map would be going, well, black, and it would be night throughout the whole map, which would be pretty cool. On top of that, I could definitely see them implementing some nighttime multiplayer maps as well. But as far as the black market and the content stream coming in the Strike from the Shadows event, at this point, we don't know. We don't know any of that as of yet, but I believe over the next couple of days we should be getting some updates as to what's coming, what are the weapons that are coming, what are the maps. So of course, as always, I will keep you guys updated on all of that as it leaks out. And as we know, this is coming out first on PS4 next Tuesday, April 30th. So that is when we can expect all of this content coming out. So it is really just right around the corner. Now, the last question is what does this mean for the rest of the game? What does this mean for future content? What is coming here? And the easy answer is, so far, I've been right about almost every single one of my predictions, and I think that's pretty impressive. But beside that, it also means that the next specialist character in the next event is going to be Reaper. The reason why is we've had both voice files for Spectre and Reaper found within the game relating to multiplayer, which means if Spectre is once again being added, I could definitely see Reaper being the next character. The other thing which I am absolutely thrilled about is we might actually get to find out whether or not Jessica Mason Green is 100% Spectre or not. Maybe we get a face reveal, maybe we get an extra cutscene for Spectre, but all I know is that this might be the final time when we get to piece it all together and figure out whether my prediction from when the game was released was correct or not. And hopefully it was, but at least we'll get a little bit of closure out of it. Now, as always, guys, with the Strike from the Shadows event just around the corner and Modern Warfare 4 teasers apparently spilling from everywhere, as always, I'm going to work my hardest to keep you guys as updated as possible. And if you would like to stay as updated as possible, the best way to do so is make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you have notifications on. On top of that, if you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you could hit that like button, as it does really help out the channel. And on top of that, let me know down in the comments what you think of this new event, the Strike from the Shadows event, Spectre being added. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I will keep you as updated as possible with this next coming event. And until next time, guys, peace out.
Listen.